Hello and welcome back to the Beer Belly Ballers podcast. Thank you for tuning in. My name's Danny, and as always, I'm joined by Cam, A1, Jay, and Smeed. First things first, how are we? Are we all good?
All good.
Same
all
as
good,
always.
Banging.
Good to have you back as well, by the way.
Thank you.
Feeling better?
I'm getting there. Yeah. Still got a cough. So I'm going to try not to cough, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, Crimea River. So last week we did a 5-side draft. This week we've got another 11 to go through. But the first port of call, as always, is a beer tasting. So, Cam, over to you. What have you got for us?
Right, boys. I'm not sure what this is, but the can intrigued me slightly. So it's called Death by Cherries. It's a cherry sour, brewed by Vocation.
I heard Vocation.
Oh, yeah.
They
They do nice
beers.
beers.
R.I.P. buying a scarf. That's just
We've lost a scarf. It's a special edition, and it says "Warning, not for the faint-hearted." So
It's going to be a sour by the sounds of it.
How strong is it?
But Vacation's good brewery.
it's
can't be any worse than yours.
No.
Jay.
actually it's 4.5, so it's not
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too
just
bad,
pretty
but-
bog standard.
Only the brave can handle this intense mix of sweet and sour cherries. Its bold flavours will leave even the biggest adrenaline junkie wanting more.
Nice.
I'm intrigued.
And it's described as a mouth-watering jammy sour with an intense cherry overload, as vibrant in flavour as it is in colour.
Ooh.
So I'm expecting
Sounds
like
really-
a proper-
sounds nice.
Okay.
Quite nice.
Well,
Maybe
you're
a
going to have
Get
to
pouring the measures out.
you're going to have to drink out the can.
Do you guys like a sour or no?
Nah.
I'm a fan.
Whoa, jeez, look at
What?
the colour of that.
Fucking hell, it's Ribena.
Looks like cider.
I was going to say it looks like strawberry
dark
dark fruit.
fruits,
yeah.
I mean, I hope it's not cider, is it? It's just,
Mm-mm.
Nah, it's a beer. It's a
It's
sour,
sour.
innit?
I don't think I've ever had a sour. What is a sour?
Really sour.
It is really sour.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, dear.
Nearly in my lap.
But it's not like sour like brain liquor sour. It's sour like.
Have you ever
a
tried
lemon.
Elvis juice, the brewdog?
I don't like that.
I'd never tried that, actually.
That's not a sour.
That's grapefruit.
I think it's sour.
That's
It's not.
That's not a
Got
sour.
nothing there.
It's,
It's
it's,
the can.
it's
It's just like
sour though.
It's like a fruity.
You have the
yeah,
can.
Just,
Oh, they want the can.
You bitch, you get the can.
let's
Thank you.
let's give it a go, boys.
Right, let's have a try.
Smells
This
sour.
is the nicest
It
looking one.
Does smell
Didn't you?
sour.
Wow.
I
That was
like
quite
that.
sour.
I'll tell you what it tastes
I don't
like.
think it's that
Static.
Static.
Yeah.
No.
What does that mean?
I think that's good. I think
That's
that's,
all right.
like
I'm getting more raspberries than cherries.
it's like a beery version of cranberry juice.
Like you're on a wine
Yeah, I get that.
tasting.
I get more cranberry than cherry.
Like an alcoholic ocean spray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy would have been falling off his skateboard. You
It's
know,
almost
and
like
he's-
it's like a vodka cranberry, isn't it?
Yeah. I tell you what, it's the kind of thing that you have a few sips, it's nice. I don't think I could have a full pint of that.
No.
No.
I think on like a summer's day you could have a full pint of that.
But one max. You couldn't drink it all night. You know what I mean?
No, not all night.
You'd have terrible heartburn.
Yeah.
What we're saying to that then? Decent.
Decent, yeah.
Better than Chunder beer,
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely.
Not as good as the last one.
I don't know.
The last
You know,
one was quite
that's
standard.
That's
It was
more
box
different, yeah.
boring.
It was bog standard.
I could drink that, whereas Chunder beer I definitely couldn't drink.
Yeah,
No.
you missed last
What-
week's
what
one.
was
It was,
last
it was a session IPA.
It was just like a normal beer.
yeah,
okay.
It's bog standard.
Boring.
Nice, but
it was nice, but
Nothing
I
special.
really
Yeah.
like that. I think it's good. I think that goes.
I think that I'd put that above.
yeah,
I'd put that.
Ooh.
I'd raise.
Controversial.
Mr. Beer.
Mr. Beer.
Right.
Okay.
Cheers,
Then.
boys.
Onto the
Nice,
agenda
I'll
for
finish that
today
off.
then, Smeed. What we talking?
So this week we're doing a 11 working together on with the,
Spilled.
players with wasted or who wasted their career. Well, not necessarily wasted their career, but didn't reach their full potential.
Yeah.
Um,
Wasted
I
talent.
think you can
Yeah.
interpret this differently,
Yeah,
can't
but
you?
I found that when I was researching the players that some players I was looking at, it's like they had good careers, but maybe
Could have been
like,
world
could have
beaters
been
kind of
better,
thing.
but they had injuries,
Mm.
but they'd still go down as legends. It's
I
a
think-
difficult one to.
That's quite a common theme I found, injuries.
It's
Well,
either
for a lot of
injuries
these
or
players.
bad attitude, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're the two
Yeah.
main reasons.
Yeah.
But then I think there's some that just somehow fell off, and you don't actually quite understand
What, for
why.
no reason, yeah.
Yeah.
Could have just been bad luck to who you were being managed by,
yeah,
who you were playing
you just fell out of
alongside.
favour.
Some are
Just-
being transferred to like the shit leagues as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always a lot of the time I judged it on where did they end up as like if it's been a flop, because a lot of
Yeah.
them at the beginning quality clubs and they're playing in like the USA.
So we hopping right in then.
Yeah,
Keeper.
start the keeper.
I've struggled with
I-
goalkeeping.
Or do we want to
I
just
only
ask
had
formation,
one.
or are we just going to do
I think
4-4-2?
4-4-2 is the
We'll
easiest
stick-
way to do it.
I
We'll
think,
stick
yeah.
to the 4-4-2.
I'm okay with that.
I was going to start with the keeper, and this is like, he's a really good player, still is a really good player, but he's had a weird last year and a half, or whatever, and that's David De Gea. Because he is a world-class keeper, and he's without a club for the last year.
I know what you're saying.
He was always on the cusp of that Real Madrid
move.
But then,
never happened,
but he won the Golden Glove, and then he's clubless for a year.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
Did he win a trophy? He's won trophies with United.
He's won a couple.
Has he won a? Yeah.
I don't think he hasn't won a Prem.
I think he won one. I think it might have even been the first season he joined in the year that Fergie left.
What
in
was
the
that?
year.
12-13.
12-13.
I remember him being.
I think De Gea's got one Prem. I think he's got it. He'll therefore have a Europa League in that time. A couple of FA Cups, a League Cup.
That's not a bad career.
No,
still.
But, do you know
I know
what
what you're saying.
Like, he is still, well, in that season that he finished at United. But, and like, goalkeeper's a hard one. I've struggled to think.
You're saying he could have gone on to bigger and better.
Because I feel like a lot of the time
That
with
move
goalkeepers is like, if you're good when you're young, you're good for 15 years. I couldn't think. I don't know if you guys have got any or.
Yeah, the only other way that a goalkeeper really gets like a shining, isn't it? If like the main keeper gets injured and then you realise that your sub goalie's a worldie.
Yeah.
I didn't have many shouts. I don't think that's a bad shout. The only one I thought of was Jack Butland.
That's who I've got.
Yeah. I put Karius for Liverpool.
He's just shit though.
I think he had 2 good seasons at Liverpool, and then obviously
Did
there
he?
was yeah.
No, he was never a first. He was never their first pick.
Where was he before
He
Liverpool?
was their first pick.
He was playing in Germany, wasn't he? Was it?
Cologne or
I can't say completely.
I
To be
don't
honest.
know.
But he was Liverpool's first pick for 2 seasons, and then there was that Champions League.
Yeah, Bale just ended his career.
Yeah.
I don't
But
think
then-
it's wasted talent. I wouldn't. You don't.
No, but
when you
I-
think of Karius, you don't think, oh, he was
Well, then,
talented.
someone a bit like Karius, then.
I think that's because he's so shit that we've forgotten that there was probably
Yeah.
a time in Germany where he
Someone-
was quite good.
Maybe.
a little bit like Karius, where like one howler, Rob Green,
Yeah,
Yeah.
really
Rob
good
Green
keeper,
as well.
one howler, and that
Everyone just remembers him for that,
and,
don't they?
and his confidence was gone, and he was never the same.
And now his
as he
fingers
was
are all
before.
gammy as
You-
fuck.
you do feel-
yeah, his hands are. Oh.
You do feel sorry for goalkeepers, don't you? Because it's the main position on the pitch where if you make a mistake, it directly leads to a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a striker can miss 5 chances a game but can score a winner and he's the hero. A goalkeeper can make 5 or 6 world-class saves, but if he, misses the ball and lets it go in his own net, he's the villain.
Yeah.
So
I think I've got a good one that I don't think anyone would have thought of, and I don't know if you'd have heard of him. Obviously, being a Wolves fan, Matt Murray.
don't know of him.
Never heard of him, man.
Well, you'd have heard, he's Sky Sports presenter now. You'd recognise
yeah,
Matt
yeah,
Murray.
Heard the name, I couldn't
He had
tell
to
you what it
retire
was
at
like.
29, but he played for England's under 23s or 21s, or whatever it was at the time. But he literally had injury after injury after injury at Wolves. But he'd have played for England's first team. Like, he was that good. He was 6'5", absolute monster of a goalkeeper. But yeah, he just got plagued by injuries basically. I mean,
I do have one more.
this is what Mick McCarthy said at the time. He said, "It's a sad day when anyone has to retire, even more when it's a 29-year-old goalkeeper that, in my opinion, would have been one of England's regulars had he have been
29
fit."
is young as
Young
well for
for
a
a
goalkeeper.
keeper.
You've got another 10 years in you at that point.
Yeah,
You're
literally.
only halfway through your career.
I mean, he's still got 100 appearances for Wolves, and he played in the Prem for them, but
Where could he have
he
gone
should
after
have
that,
played
yeah.
for England. That was my point, and that
Yeah.
to me is a wasted
How
talent.
long ago are we talking?
We're talking like early sort of noughties,
Oh, okay.
so 04, 05,
Doritos
06.
kit.
I think he retired in 09 in the end.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, he played in the Doritos. Classic.
Who are we going to go for then?
My dad refused to eat Doritos when they sponsored Wolves.
That
I literally
is-
refused.
But
He used to call them dog food.
Childish.
You said you had one more shout for goalkeeper. I think we've got to
Again, I
decide.
don't know if anybody. I think you will have heard of him. Chris Kirkland.
Yeah, Wigan.
Yeah. Again, plagued by injuries.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout,
Had to
you know.
retire really, really.
He was a
young.
decent keeper.
He was fantastic. He played for West Brom for a little bit.
Okay, I don't like him anymore.
But no, he's a very good keeper.
remember him at
but he just
Wigan,
had
'cause
loads of injuries.
He always used to wear a cap in goal. I don't know why.
Oh,
that's just a bit
yeah. I
like-
can picture
Like a
him,
baseball
yeah.
cap.
Quite a
Yeah,
few of them.
yeah.
Like Ben Foster used to wear a baseball cap.
You don't see it
I've
anymore.
seen-
No,
Nick Pope went for a stage, didn't he?
Yeah.
I miss goalies wearing joggers.
Yeah.
Why do they not wear caps anymore? Like, it's not as if the sun's gone.
Just firm it, mate. It's embarrassing.
Nah, I'd wear a
I-
cap.
I think
I think I'd rather wear a cap if it gave me an advantage.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you like, I don't know, like cock up like a dead easy save and you're wearing a hat, you look even more stupid.
Who's the wanker in the hat?
Yeah.
I feel like we've completely skipped over Jack Butland. Like,
yeah,
That
but
was
he,
the
yeah,
one
but
who
he-
I had.
I know what you're saying, but he's actually playing very well at the minute.
Yeah, he's
Rangers.
at Rangers.
But
Rangers are a big club.
No, but if we go back, I was doing some research. The first I remember, like you're talking like 2015, 16. At that point, like I think he was playing for England.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a handful of caps. I didn't realise as well he won Stokes Player of the Season 2 seasons in a row, 15, 16. Oh, no, not 2 seasons in a row, sorry. 15, 16, 18, 19. So, like, that Stoke team was average and, like, defensively, I think there must have been half decent with him in goal.
They got relegated and he was linked to so many other Prem clubs. And he never moved, and he stayed with Stoke in the Championship, and they were shit in their first season in the Championship, and I don't think he ever recovered from that.
I think, he
was at Blues for a bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, he went on loan at Blues, Barnsley, Derby, and then he ended up at Palace, and everyone was like, "Oh, Palace, like he'll be half decent there," because like
played for him, did he? Really?
No, he got 10 appearances. Like,
yeah,
so in the cup competitions.
I think we could lock Jack Butland in then. Really, I think goalkeeper's a really tough one.
It's a tough one.
So I think Matt Murray's more of a waste of talent, but
I like the
if you've not
Kirkland
heard
shout
of him, then
as well. Kirkland's a good shout. I'd go with Kirkland or Butland, personally.
Well, then Kirkland it is, then, eh?
Well, I was happy with Butland. I just think Kirkland is very rogue, isn't it?
we'll get him to be different.
I like Rogue.
Yeah, let's go Kirkland.
Let's go Kirkland. I forgot about him. It was a good shout.
It's a good shout.
Good shout.
Nice research, mate. Come on, then.
Making up for his absence last week.
Yeah. Shocking.
Should we go to the right back then?
Yeah.
Micah Richards.
That's,
He's got to be in it.
Everybody was thinking
He's locked in.
He made his England debut at 18. He was meant to be like the next big thing at Man City when he came through that academy, and he just never really fulfilled his potential.
Shone, yeah.
No.
I didn't realise he had 3 years out. Like, between him retiring and the age of 31, he retired, I think. But like before then, he had 3 years where he just didn't play football at all because he was just injured.
He had that weird move to, was it Fiorentina?
Fiorentina.
Yeah.
It was a loan, wasn't it? I think he was still a City player and he went on loan to Fiorentina because he played with Mo Salah, which is mental when you think of that.
That's
It's a great bit of trivia, that is.
Yeah.
Oh, did he retire at the Villa or?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's quite a famous story. When Zabaleta was basically number one spot at City.
Locked in.
Micah Richards was like, I don't see myself getting into this team rather than fighting for his space. And he was on the phone to Fabian Delph, and it's like, you staying at Villa? Like, because if so, like, I've been offered, I'll come. And he's like, yeah, we're definitely going to stay up. Definitely going to stay up. You come to Villa with me. And then before you know it, Fabian Delph goes to City. He's gone to Villa. They then get relegated. And he was absolutely atrocious. All the Villa fans could not stand him. I don't know if it's because he was on monumental wages. The fact that he looked like Shag to say he was like 28, 29. Like he just didn't have the legs. He wasn't that boisterous on the ball. He only got 2 appearances for us in the Champ as well. So if you can't get into that Championship team, as soon as we went down, that was a poor squad.
Yeah.
Any
that's
other
locked in, and I think I can't.
I don't think there's any arguments about that, is there?
No.
Get him in.
Locked in.
We got our right back.
First centre half.
I put down Redrick King.
I've got him in mind as well.
Yeah.
Again, just another one plagued by injuries. His knee was fucked. He literally.
Did he ever play for England? I swear he's got like
He
a
did,
few caps,
sure.
but then like that was alongside like Sol Campbell, and that wasn't it? Like it's a really strong England defence to get into, but he was at that level near enough.
I read that he'd play a game and then he needed at least 7 days to recover, which meant that obviously he couldn't play a game for 2 weeks. So he'd play like a game and then.
Is that Annie Aluko math? You'd need a break for 7 days and then he'd have to be off for 2 weeks.
So they'd play on the like the Monday night, for example. You then couldn't play the Saturday, and then they're not playing again until the following Saturday. So you'd have like 2 weeks off.
Right.
That's poor, really, isn't it? You know, you've got to. It's not. You can be a quality player, but you have to have that level of consistency to be able to be at the top level.
That's what makes you a quality player, if you can do it all the time.
The Tottenham fans absolutely love him. They still do.
Nice bloke.
Yeah.
I think.
We all. Is there any other
I never met
shouts?
the bloke, but I've seen him on the Peter Crouch podcast. And he seems like a decent lad.
There's a few centre backs. The name I had down was Harry Maguire.
I wouldn't say it's a wasted career.
No, but this is the thing. You say wasted career. I thought it was like the potential.
Yeah, but he's got how many? He's England. He's been England's starting centre back for the last.
Yeah,
like,
he's a
10
good
years
defender.
almost.
And I
He's a
think
good
he
defender.
catches so much flack that
does.
he shouldn't.
He's a scapegoat.
He's a scapegoat. Yeah,
And he scored the other night
He did score.
He's,
the other
he
night.
scored
against his former club.
He scored 2 and 2.
Yeah,
Scored against Sheffield. Scored against Coventry.
He's definitely got howler in him. I think.
Who doesn't?
It's hard not to as a centre half playing at the highest level.
The only reason I've got him in here is because his price tag was too much for what it was. Paying 80 million for the most expensive defender at the time, and that Leicester team was mint that won the league. But like when you actually put player for player,
Well, and if
realistically-
you compare like Van Dijk, who was the same price as Maguire, then way not the same.
Yeah,
but
that's about overpaying for an English player.
yeah,
he's still a
on-
good player, and he's still had a
exactly,
very.
I
I'd say
don't
very good
think
career.
Maguire
In an
can be
England shirt, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I,
can't
And-
put him in.
I wouldn't put anybody else out centre back for England.
The price tag
No.
is Man United's fault. It's not Harry Maguire's.
Yeah.
I've got a centre. Well, maybe a centre half, but it's taken a bit of a different route, and
Who we got then?
I've gone for Duncan Edwards.
Yeah.
I know
He
it's
was
not.
one who I came across.
I know it's not quite a wasted career because obviously what happened to him was a tragedy. Do you know the story? So he died in the Munich air disaster.
Oh, yes, I did know that.
But he was meant to be at the time like the best player
defender in the world.
And born in Brierley Hill as well.
shout out.
But I think he's in.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's hard to say wasted because
Yeah.
it's not been wasted,
That's
but
what-
due
that's what I
to
mean.
the circumstances,
I think we'd put
it's
him in
talent that never
with
got
an
to be seen.
asterisk. Yeah, not wasted.
italics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it sounds harsh putting him in
Celebrated.
that because
Yeah.
But it's one of them things that you'll never know, will you? It's like
when you listen to people that watched him play though, they're always like, yeah, he was
Yeah.
some player, and
Yeah.
to have a statue in fucking Dudley Town Centre after you,
He must have
or a
been.
player.
Yeah.
What a player.
Warra player, him and Lenny Henry.
Left back.
backs.
This
What,
was difficult.
do we need two? We
I
need two
don't
centre
have a
backs.
left back.
I've got Ledley King and Duncan Edwards.
Are we looking at Ledley?
Yeah,
King?
yeah, Ledley King.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we saying then?
I
left
don't
back?
actually have a left back. I'm not gonna lie.
Neither do I.
Neither do I.
Neither do I.
I've kind of
Oh,
got.
it's all on you, Cam.
I've got like a. He's not really left back, more of a left winger, but Royston Drenthe. Do
I
anyone
don't
know?
know. I know him, but I don't know a
I
lot
swear
about him.
he was good on FIFA back in the day. That's where my knowledge comes
So
from.
he played in the Eredivisie, and he basically pushed him through a move to Real Madrid. He was meant to be like this
yeah.
wonder kid,
Yeah.
from Holland, and he was basically shit. And they loaned him out to Everton, and then I think Everton realised he's shit. And then I think yeah.
Yeah. So he.
But I don't know. If,
I mean, is that wasted talent, or is that just people have hyped him up and he's just not as good as?
Isn't
everybody
that what
thought he was
wasted
gonna
talent
be?
is? Like
No.
the hype that someone's
You
going to
don't-
live
you
up
don't
to it, and then they
materialise
don't.
into the-
Yeah.
Because I had one of the name written down. It's just a defender, but I always feel like Axel Twanzebe was supposed to be like a big player for like Man United as soon as he started coming through. He been there since
Where
like
is he now?
2015. Is it Ipswich
Oh, right.
now? So he's playing half decent, but like he was in that Villa Championship team, and I think at that point people started like looking at him because that's the first time he was really getting like game time.
but he's still got to be quite young, surely.
Yeah, he's still got to be early 20s,
Like,
hasn't
I
he?
feel
So
like
then
it'd be harsh to put him in now. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I just think the fact that
Especially if Ipswich go up.
yeah,
I don't know.
we could
Young,
we
but
could
he's
do
been
a,
around a while.
we could do like a three at the back formation with the players we've already got,
Yeah,
and then have
yeah.
an extra midfielder because I think midfielders a bit more stout.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got quite a
Loads.
few midfielders.
Should we do that?
Change
Yeah,
to a
I
five
think
back.
I feel
That's
like I've been clutching at straws with a couple of defenders because, let's face it, the majority of this team is midfielders.
Nick
Yeah.
Richards
Well,
played
'cause
centre half for a
that's
bit, didn't
that's
he?
where
Yeah.
you see the magic, and then when they're outfield players like going forward, you see the magic, and that's where the excitement comes. And when they don't perform, that is the wasted talent, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right, we'll play three at the back then.
3-5-2.
3-5-2.
3-5-2, yeah.
Midfielders.
I've got quite a few midfielders.
Yeah, there's a lot to kick
Should-
off with. So,
Plethora, they may say.
So who did we have at the back in the end?
so far we've got Kirkland in goal, Mika Richards, Duncan Edwards, and Ledley King as our. back
Did
four
we go with
concluding.
Drenth?
Nah.
Nah,
I think-
nah.
okay,
We'll
bit
go.
off.
We'll go to more in midfield. I think. Who wants to kick us off?
Should we go in straight in the middle, or are we picking left side first, or?
I'm happy. I think go in the middle.
Yeah, go that
Thanks.
middle.
So many midfielders, man.
Can I put one forward?
Go on. No, in fact, no.
No.
Not allowed.
Jay.
Dele Alli.
Dele Alli.
Were you
Dele
about to say
Alli.
Dele
I
Alli?
wasn't going to say Dele Alli.
Dele Alli's the obvious
But
one.
Dele Alli is like, he had the fucking world at his feet.
Yeah.
So, like, England started at, what, 19? 17?
Yeah. It's the Dele Alli way.
But,
celebration
and,
as well?
like,
Was it
that
that?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do that.
and he had that season. He scored
I'm
about
gonna
15 goals with 10 assists or whatever. It
Oh,
Palace
was.
got
he
it.
was, he
Yeah.
was a
Filth.
worldie.
And-
That one goal of the season, didn't it? 2014-15, the Palace over
Yeah.
the head.
Did you see this? I don't know if it was his Twitter or his Instagram recently. Where it was like every morning I have like a 2026 World Cup thing. Reminder, and it's like if he pulls it back, well then fair enough.
You know what?
We'll take him out of the team.
I'd love for it to happen, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone loves
think
a redemption
everybody
arc.
wants Dele Alli to be there. But
Yeah,
I,
they do.
I don't think it's realistic, but I'd
Especially
like
not
to
with
see
the current talent in the England squad.
Yeah.
No.
The thing that kind of gets me is in that Everton team, if he switched it on, there's no way that he would be able to be kept out by that midfield.
He's better than anyone. Well,
Well, he would have been.
he would have been
So,
better
like,
than
no one-
anyone
I don't
in
know-
that midfield. Better
Was
than
he- did he-
Decore.
He's got to have been at the time one of the best under 23s in the world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He won Young Player of the Year 2015-16 and 16-17.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look at it. What he can't get any.
He can't get
football
into
at the
Everton.
moment. Any.
He flopped at Besiktas.
Where is he now? Is he still
Back
at
at
Everton?
Everton.
Yeah.
He
But,
went
like,
on loan to
He
Turkey.
did
didn't
that.
He
But
went
he
to
did that
Turkey.
big interview, didn't he, with Gary Neville about like opening up about
It
his
was a
like
bit sad, that,
childhood.
actually.
and
He
it's
was.
like-
It was.
So you kind of have like a bit more of an insight on how he's ended up like that. But
He's like sent to Africa when he was like 10 or something.
yeah, it was just the fact that he had like all the trajectory and things were just falling in place, and then all of a sudden he just fell off a cliff, and
Yeah.
no one really knows why at that moment it happened. I can't remember if he picked up like a really bad injury or whatever, or if all of a sudden he discovered going to the pub. But
I think he was just depressed, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
it was
it was-
mental health, to be honest.
was it?
Yeah.
Sad, isn't it? But he has to go in it.
Yeah,
He's gotta go
But he's
in
the
it.
first
He's
midfielder.
made the beer belly ballers wasted talent.
Some achievement.
So who were you going to say, Smeed?
I was going to say Oscar.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
I agree.
Obviously,
Different type of waste.
Yeah, he was fantastic for Chelsea, and then he just went for the money move, didn't he?
He was one of the first players, wasn't he, to go to China.
He was like
China.
the poster
Yeah,
boy for it, wasn't
he
he?
was
Is he still there now?
Yeah, he's still there.
he was
Is he?
unreal.
He's
at
their
the time.
captain.
Like he was
who?
actually
Shanghai
unreal.
Port.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Shanghai Port.
I'd be fucking captain if
But
I
at the
was
same
China.
time, like he was looking at his long-term financial future, and I'm sure he'd have been
Some
set
little
playing in
Chinese
Europe.
lad
but-
captain.
I
in
bet he's
Oscar.
fuming though that he didn't just hold on a few more years for Saudi, because that's probably a lot better than China, isn't it?
Imagine the money he's raked in the time.
Man,
that he's
like
been
400 grand a week for
Oh,
10
fucking
years.
hell, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's
We'd all be the same, to be honest.
Yeah, well, if someone
You
offered me right now, but if I was like playing
playing-
Champions League football,
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're earning
Yeah.
100 grand a week anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It
But
comes
at
to
the
a
same
point
time,
where
it's
it's
like
like, how much-
quadrupling your salary.
How much money? It depends what you want. Do you want the money or do you want the glory?
It's like Neves going to Saudi, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
That's
he was
a
offered-
waste.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
It-
waste.
it's a
Fucking
waste, but
get what glory
you
you getting
can't-
at Wolves.
you can't deny. Yeah, but he'd have gone on to bigger and better
Yeah,
than us.
true,
Do you know what I
true,
mean? And you can't deny when you're getting paid that much. Like you put your family first in that situation. don't
The
you?
thing that
And
would
you
put
have to
me
respect
off
that.
is living out there.
The
Like,
lifestyle.
yeah, surely the lifestyle in like you prefer the lifestyle in Europe.
I mean,
don't know.
I think there'll be a big exodus of players coming back where
It'll fall
it's
off.
like,
Jordan
like
Henderson.
their family don't like living out there.
Yeah.
Just you see loads of stories about like the family
Yeah.
don't like out there, but
I think it's like China's such a culture change as well.
massive.
Like they
Yeah.
live
Yeah.
a completely different.
As is
lifestyle.
Saudi
yeah.
Arabia.
Whereas but
Yeah.
if you're living in Dubai, you know, it's still very
It's
like
quite glamorous.
yeah. Well, I guess I don't know. I don't know what like the posh end of Shanghai is like, to be
No.
honest. So
Sounds.
I
posh.
imagine quite glamorous.
Yeah.
That Plymouth
Never
on his
saw
last legs.
Oh dear.
Right, I've got
Studios
another one I
falling
want
down.
to throw out there. Jack Rodwell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think of it.
Yeah.
Where
He
did
was
he-
meant to be when
he-
he was
he
because
was-
he came through the Everton Academy and he was meant to be like
He was at Man City, wasn't he? And then he went
Yeah.
to Sunderland.
Sunderland, yeah, it's the last
And
time I remember.
he pretty
seeing it.
much fucked up the whole of Sunderland Football Club because they went down and his wages were astronomical, and they couldn't get him off the wages.
And he wouldn't move.
I think he was injured, and he wouldn't move, and he wouldn't cancel his contract or anything like that. So they were paying probably 80k for him to be playing in the championship. Well, not playing in the championship.
And that was probably 10 years ago as well, where 80k was a fucking big wage.
I mean, I've made that
figure,
figure, but don't quote that. But and then obviously they went down to League One, and now they're kind of coming back up again, aren't they? But he was dubbed as like
he was going to be the next big English talent in the middle. Well, then like Jack Wilshere.
I was going to say Jack Wilshere as well.
It's kind of similar.
I feel like Jack Wilshere's got to go in this team.
You think? I still... Yeah.
Mate, do you remember his performance against Barcelona in the Championship?
Prime Iniesta, Xavi.
He made Xavi and Iniesta look like schoolboys. Like, he ran rings around them. Like, he was going to be the next, like the future for England's midfield. And then just injury after injury after injury.
Bit of trivia. Me and Danny actually saw Jack Wilshere play for England under 21s at the Molineux against Poland under 21s when we were about 9, and a young Robert Lewandowski was playing for Poland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did he score?
At the Molineux? No, it was a 0-0 draw. It was awful.
It was one of the worst. Was it your first ever live game?
Yeah, something like that.
And it was the worst game
ever. It was
awful.
It was dog.
I think a young Joe Hart played in goal as well for England.
Yeah.
There's some big names in there, but
I just can't believe Lewandowski didn't look around and think, I want a bit of this.
what, moved to the Wolves?
Yeah.
He nearly moved to Blues, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
It was like that was like another one that was really close. Same as Falcao. Blues
There
had
was
some really weird.
Zidane to Blackburn was one.
Yeah, but they had money back in...
Yeah.
Didn't they?
West Brom nearly signed Scott Sinclair.
No, but nearly signed Lukaku though.
Well, he played for us.
But we were gonna get him.
I'm gonna get him.
I've got another great shout for midfield as well. I'm surprised no one's said already. Is Ravel Morrison?
I've got him
He's in my
list.
list.
Yeah, because Fergie said he's the best
He was like
United Academy youngster that he's ever seen.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, Fergie brought the class of '92 in. So that's fucking Beckham, Scholes, Giggs, the Nevilles, like all of them.
And from what I understand, that was purely down to kind of bad attitude, to be honest. A few injuries as well,
I think,
but terrible attitude.
He plays in the Championship now, does it?
He's a DC.
Yeah, he's in the ML.
Is he?
Yeah.
He played for Derby for a while.
I think he's
didn't he?
retired.
Yeah, because he went to Derby when, and I think he was there when Rooney was manager. Rooney went to manage DC United, I believe.
And he brought him over.
And I think Ravel Morrison is one that has to be in the team.
Yeah,
I agree.
He was
You can't be dubbed
by Fergie
the best Man United talent by the best manager ever,
Yeah.
and then just
That,
fall into obscurity.
that's proper wasted talent, that is.
He looked quality as well.
Yeah, he
Do
did.
you remember watching
He-
him playing? Like,
That's one thing I
silky
never
player.
understand though, like the bad attitude thing. It's like you've worked your entire life to get there.
Yeah,
Why would you have a
But
bad
your
attitude?
entire life's like 19, and then you just get given shitloads of money,
Yeah.
and you've
Suppose
got that
so.
sort of like playboy lifestyle.
You
and
think
you
you're
can
the
do
dog's
whatever
bollocks.
you want,
Yeah.
and you've got no one telling you can't. Your manager says no, you'll be like, I'll find somewhere else then, and
Yeah.
you do get picked up, but then you slowly fall down before you know it.
Yeah,
You're flopping in the MLS.
He's played in the Prem, he's played in the Championship, he's played in Serie A, he's played in the Mexican League, he's played in the Swedish League, he's played in the Dutch League, and now he's in the
God.
States.
Do you want to
That's
know?
crazy.
Do you want to
He's
know
in
what
Lazio
I
for
found
4 years.
absolutely
That's it.
amazing about? So how long Ravel Morrison been around? Like 10 years, nearly 15. Something. He's been around
He's,
for
he's,
ages.
31 now? 31.
14 years.
14 years. He's only made 191 appearances in total.
But there you go. That's
That's
wasted talent to a
shocking.
T, isn't it?
That's really bad.
Like how are you playing for that many teams, and like players get that in like 4 seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 busy seasons you're at,
Yeah,
and
you
with
get
no
that.
injuries you're at 200 games, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, he's definitely.
It's got to be
In there.
Ravel
So
Morrison.
is there any other shouts there, or?
I've got one more.
Go on.
Gascoigne.
Yeah.
Oh, he was the world beater, but he was.
He was
He
good.
was
But
fantastic.
he was-
He loved partying too much, and that was his downfall.
Yeah, you know what? Because he could have been. I mean, there probably was a point where he was the best in the world, but he could have been even better had he not. Like, the talent was there. He could have been England's all-time greatest player by a country mile.
Oh, 100%.
So actually, yeah, the more I think about it and think, yeah, Gaza
So-
might have to go in, to be honest.
I've got one more before we...
Okay,
I've
one
also
more, go
got
on.
another, but I feel like he's
Bojan.
Bojan Kirkic.
He was meant
yeah.
to be the next Messi, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And
he ended up at Stoke.
Stoke, yeah.
but didn't he? It was obviously Barca, and then was he at Liverpool? Or am I making that up? Making it up.
Made that up.
Probably made it up.
So let me have a quick look.
Based on the quiz results, definitely meant that.
I think we're going to have to push some of these midfield players out on the wings.
Well, yeah,
think
mine
Gascoigne's
is.
on.
I've got a winger next then.
Okay.
So
what's
hold on. Are we?
I think
Aren't we playing a 3-5-2 now?
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. So I think the two we've got to lock in. I think Ravel Morrison's got to be in. Dele Alli's definitely got to be in.
And then it has
So
to be
should we have-
Gascoigne, I
then-
think.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have Gaza.
Because
with the
Gaza
attacking mid.
was unreal, but he, like you said, he would have been England's best ever player ever.
Yeah.
Like, full stop.
What did he win?
Some people will still say that he's England's best ever
Well,
player.
he had everything.
Yeah.
He had everything you could have asked for.
If you speak to people of like our parents' generation, they'd talk about Gaza as being like the most technically gifted England player they've ever seen.
My dad says he's his hero.
Yeah,
Still.
he was for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
No. I feel a bit sorry for him now when I see him now.
I saw a video of him the other day, and it was just really sad.
He just looks knackered, man.
Yeah.
Like
See
he's
that
one of them.
video in the charity game and they like let him score. and
Yeah.
it just about dribbles in.
Bless him.
Should we put Wilshere, Ali, and Gascoigne in the middle? Put Morrison on one of the wings.
We're not having Oscar in there.
Nah, not over any of the other players that we
Yeah, I
mentioned.
feel like
Good
we've
shout.
got
Then,
to
then
go
does
in.
not
that
only
push
him.
Ravel Morrison to the right?
Yeah, Ravel Morrison on the
But
right.
have we
wing.
got?
We don't want Rodwell in there.
I like Rodwell, but I don't
Not
think.
only
I
not
think
over
there's
the
better
others.
shouts than
Yeah.
Rodwell.
It's not that I don't agree.
Yeah,
with
the only
wasted
one
talent,
I
it's just
think
not to
Rodwell
those
could go in
extents.
for
I think-
is Wilshere.
Yeah, is Wilshere really a wasted talent?
Yeah, with his injuries.
think so.
Yeah. I think he had a higher ceiling than Rodwell.
He's still scored my favourite ever Premier League goal. though.
Wilshere.
Norwich.
That dirty
yeah.
tiki taka with him and Giroud. Oh,
He started it and finished it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a brilliant goal.
That's one of my favourite goals ever.
Yeah.
That and Umtiti.
He got 30
against Tottenham.
Wilshere got 34 appearances for England. Like that's still not a bad return for someone that's
No, it's
supposedly
not.
a wasted talent.
That's not a lot of appearances, though. Really.
For
I
England,
dunno, I think
for
that's not bad,
your
that.
Yeah,
national
but
Yeah,
how,
but that
how old's
England
it? How
midfield-
old's he now? Because he made his debut back in like.
He's 32
Three,
now.
When did he make his debut?
He made his debut in 2008.
There you go, 16 years ago. So when did he retire? A couple of years ago. So 14 years, given his potential, only 30 England caps. It's not actually as many anywhere near.
Wait, when you
that.
think about the way that you
there
kind
we
of
go.
got to think about it, you know, when like you always see,
That looks good.
yeah. Oh yeah.
you know, you always see like newspapers do. This is what the England setup's going to look like for the World Cup in 20 odd years, and then you look to about now, and Jack Wilshere was in all of them teams.
Yeah, from
And-
the age of
and now
7,
the fact
he
that
was,
he's not even playing.
and Danny bums him because he's from the Luton Academy, wasn't he?
Up until
believe.
the age of about like 11 or 12, yeah.
Yeah.
And you looked
Yeah,
at
but-
Arsenal when he went to Arsenal, and
Yeah.
then you preferred Spurs.
Because Bale played for Spurs.
Yeah.
Can I
In
throw
plastic.
another honourable mention in there?
Go on.
I don't think he'd make the team, but it's a little bit similar. Theo Walcott.
I feel like
Do you know
Walcott's
what?
less of a wasted talent than Jack Wilshere.
yeah,
to
he
bring
had
in
a
the
long
winger as
career.
well.
Nah, he can't
Nah,
go
you
in
can't
this.
go
he,
Walcott,
he,
man.
he had
No,
a
I
good
don't
career.
think Walcott should go in, but
He didn't
he-
reach the
he
potential
didn't-
he should have
no,
done.
he
Didn't
didn't.
he play for? He went to it, played for England at like
16.
Yeah, he's
16.
the youngest
He
ever
got
number.
to the Euros and it was like what?
He
what's
didn't
it-
play.
He went to
No.
the 06 World Cup, didn't he?
Yeah, he never played, but he was in the squad.
He's one of them, though. He was a quality youngster. He didn't lose his legs, but I think, like, I wouldn't say he got worse, but I just don't think he really got that much better.
No, yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
he never. Yeah,
So I don't know if that counts as wasted
Mm.
potential if you stay the same. Like, a lot of them got worse.
His agent used to live a couple of doors down from me as well.
I've gone in your
Oh.
dad's shop.
Yeah, maybe.
So, right, maybe.
Wingers.
Oh, I've got another one.
Yeah.
Oh, it just came into my head. I don't think we should put him in, but Anderson as well. He was
Yes.
Yeah,
dubbed
yeah,
as a bit of
yeah.
a wonder kid. He won the
Yeah.
Golden Boy, didn't he? And usually the Golden Boy goes on to be a bit of a world beater, but he kind of, I think injuries plagued his career,
Yeah,
didn't they? But
yeah.
I think he's still got like 4 Premier League medals and the Champions League, so you can't put
He's
him in
done
Premier
alright,
League,
hasn't he?
yeah.
I've got. Did you say you've got a winger?
I've
Because
got a
I've got a
winger.
winger. You say yours first.
Januzaj.
Yeah, it's a good
That's
shout.
true.
He was dubbed to be like, I can't remember if it was the next Beckham or the next Ronaldo.
No, but I don't think he. I think he burst onto the scene, had like a handful of good games, and everyone was like, "Oh fuck, he might be good."
Yeah,
But he was never like from a young age, like
yeah.
Nah, he
told.
was.
he was
he
young.
was.
He
Was
was
he?
proper
He
young.
was,
He was like
When he was-
16,
when
17.
he was still playing in Belgium.
He had
was-
like the hype that Garnacho's got now.
Yeah.
Every club in the world wanted him.
Garnacho now is better than Januzaj was though.
He fell off very
100%.
quickly though.
No, but
Januzaj.
but like that's what I mean. I was looking back like through his Wikipedia because I was just like thinking of names and put on, and he was one that came to mind. And like when he was at United, he made like 50 appearances and only got 5 goals. It's like
It's pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah,
It's
but you
not-
can't
it's
always
not a
look at
great
the stats,
return.
can you? You know what I mean? Like
He
you look
was
at
the one shining light in David Moyes' United team when
Yeah,
Fergie
true,
left.
true.
and now he's in Istanbul.
So-
Just all of them just end up in like
In Turkey, yeah.
I in 2016 went to Dortmund with my dad to watch him play in a cup game against a second tier team called Paderborn, and this was like 3 or 4 years after he'd like burst on the scene at United, and Dortmund were already like playing a second team, and they were 7-1 up, and in like the last few minutes they subbed on Januzaj, and I went, "Is that Adnan Januzaj, like the one that was like tearing up the Prem a few years ago?" And we looked it up, and it was. It's like, what the fuck has happened to him? Yeah, it's 7-1 up in like 80 minutes in against a second tier team in the cup on like a Wednesday night.
He
and
came
he's
off for
getting-
Dortmund.
Came on for Dortmund, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's mental,
Didn't
that
even
is,
start
that's
for
a big
Dortmund's
fall
like
off.
weaker team in the cup.
Another honourable mention.
Oh.
Mentioning Dortmund, Mario Götze.
Nah,
No, I don't think that's a
I don't-
fall off.
He won him a
can-
World Cup,
You
man.
cannot
Yeah.
score a
He's
World
not-
Cup winning goal and say
He's a
he
legend
wasted talent.
for the rest of his
Like,
life, just
yeah,
for that
it doesn't
moment.
matter.
I know what you're saying because
Again, plagued by injury.
he was
Should have
played by
been a well
injuries.
beater, but
But when you look back at Gertz's career, he still won
It has been
everything.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
He would.
he made the move to Bayern. He obviously won the league with Bayern.
He
but
won the
then,
Champions League with them as well.
I think he won the
Dortmund.
Champions
Must have
League with
done.
Bayern.
Oh, then there you
Was
go.
he was in that. He was in Klopp's winning team as well for Dortmund, wasn't he?
As
Must
a
have been, yeah.
teenager, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I think he retired early, but I think he retired early because of injuries, not because he didn't make up to his potential.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
It's thought to throw him in there.
right, we need
your
to
winger.
pick.
My wingo was Ricardo Quaresma because he was dubbed to be, even though he's not actually that much younger than Ronaldo, he was dubbed to be the next Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah. He's still.
And that was an attitude problem.
He's one of them that like, but it wasn't just attitude. It was that on his day, he was up there with the best in the world, but he just could not consistently
Do it,
produce
no.
it.
There's a
But
lot of players
he
like
could
that.
yeah.
but
He
isn't
could
there?
he could do things that no one else in world football
Ben
could
Arthur
do.
was similar.
Ben
to
Arthur,
Rafa,
yeah.
proper
yeah,
flair
yeah.
players, isn't it?
Ben Arthur would have been another good shout. Not necessarily would have got into the team, but a wasted talent, really, when you think
I've
about
got one.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Frimpong. Remember
Ben.
him?
But to be honest, you could put in that
Rough
whole
Frimpong.
like Arsenal squad that
Yeah.
was permanently injured.
Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Abu Dhabi,
Yeah,
Oxlade-Chamberlain, Rosicky, like all of them could have been way better, but they were just getting snapped left, right, and
Yeah, they
centre.
were.
Glass
That was a
bone.
very brittle team, and
It was, yeah.
Very.
Do they have any physios at Arsenal at that time?
Ah.
It was just vibes.
Or were they just playing good enough football
just
to be snapped all the time?
Who are we going to have as our winger then?
I'd go with Januzaj. I think Januzaj.
Yeah.
Januzaj on the
Can I
left.
put Gaza on the left? He played on the wing.
I'd put Gaza in the middle with Ali and Wilshere.
Yeah.
Morrison
and then
on
we've got
the
Morrison
right.
on the right, and then we'll have
Januzaj on the left.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think that works. That works.
And then we need 2 strikers.
2 strikers.
Alexander Pato.
Good
Yeah.
shout.
I've got him written down.
He was like Ballon d'Or levels.
Yeah.
That goal against
Yeah.
Barca,
Oh.
yeah, filthy.
FIFA legend.
And then injuries again.
And he was at Chelsea for a bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then
He
went.
flop
he-
on his own at
he went
Chelsea.
back
He
to,
didn't do anything, did he? I don't even remember him
Chelsea
scoring.
have like the worst like reputation for lone strikers. They have
Listen,
people that
is
are
it
good
the
and they
number
never
nine
do
Nine
anything.
curse, yeah. Steve
Shevchenko,
Sidwell wore the number 9 at Chelsea as
Falcao,
well.
Higuain,
Little fact.
Morata.
Torres.
Torres could have gone in this, you know.
Yeah, Torres is a good shout.
Yeah.
He was the best striker in the world
He
when
was.
he moved to
He
Chelsea.
was unreal.
And
Yeah, I'm
but he
amazed
still
about
won in the
Torres.
Champions League,
He
didn't he?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was still a part of their...
Who's that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think he was still a part of their World Cup and Euros winning squad with Spain. So, again, another player who's actually won everything.
Yeah, but he can't have been starting because it was David Villa, wasn't it? Who was the main
I
man.
think he started in the Euros in 2012 when they won it.
Okay.
I think with
Actually,
Villa.
they did Euros, World Cup Euros, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they did. The second Euros, I think he was regular in that.
I don't think he can go in this, though. I think he's too
Nah.
good still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think his career is
I-
everyone thinks about the Chelsea flop, but then the Liverpool was too good. That's like saying, I don't know. I ain't got a comparison.
I suppose in a weird way, Torres did actually reach his potential at Liverpool,
Yeah.
but then just fell off
Yeah,
quickly.
Fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deteriorated.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, he didn't waste his talent. He was really, really talented, but then couldn't carry that on for. He had no longevity with his period of best performances.
He performed quite well in La Liga, though, didn't he?
What for when he went to Atletico?
Yeah.
I don't really remember.
He was already.
He started at Atletico, and he burst onto the scene there. Got his move to Liverpool. Went back a few years later after Chelsea.
You seen him now as well?
Yeah,
Wow.
he's
Oh,
wedge,
isn't he?
Have you seen Ozil now?
Yeah.
Mate,
Yeah,
scary.
but I guess you
Don't
can
look
just-
right on him though.
No, it doesn't. No,
You can just hop on the roids when you're not getting tested anymore. Anything, are you?
no. Pogba did
Juice
that
up.
during his career.
Yeah.
Banned,
But
isn't it?
He's another one that could
Pogba's a
have gone
good
in
shout,
this
actually,
list.
Yeah, but
then
he kind of
has won
did
a World
do it.
Cup.
Yeah, he's got a World Cup. You can't.
Yeah.
I think Pogba, not a waste of talent. It was just his
He was just
United
stupid.
his United transfer just didn't work out.
No.
Yeah.
Pog back twice.
Yeah.
Then Pog
Yeah.
back to United, then went back to Juve and fucked it even more.
Do we need a strike partner for Pato
I've
then?
Yeah.
got one which I think is quite good. Sada Berahino.
Yeah.
Good shout.
He was meant to be, again, one of the next best players, and then his attitude was just
His
horrendous.
attitude stank.
Didn't he have like a big move fall through?
So he
Tottenham.
played for West
Yeah.
Brom, and they basically set a price tag of 25 mil on him. Tottenham bid 20, and we were like, "Nah, it's not happening." And then he just threw a
Should
fit.
have, because he was just dog shit after
He
that
just,
one.
no, he just threw a fit, and
He
like, he refused to play for us. He got caught doing drugs. He got an 8-week ban for doing it.
He was like one of those NOS
Um,
footballers who was always on the fucking
yeah,
balloons.
he got a
wasn't
driving ban for that.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Arcadian
smashed
in
up his
Birmingham.
car,
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah.
And then where did he go after? He went to Stoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stoke.
He was
Shit
shit,
there as
shit
well.
at Stoke. Then he went to Belgium, shit in Belgium. Then he did a few League One teams. Again,
Sheffield
he,
Wednesday was it? He went to.
I can't remember,
I think it was.
but he never found his form. He's playing for a team in Cyprus now.
That's I didn't even know there was a
Yeah.
separate league.
Apoel Niskosa. by
I
any
think it
chance.
might be.
That is sad.
They're in the Champions League.
They were.
now. Right. Mario Balotelli.
It's
Yeah,
got to be.
well, I also
Good shout.
had him as well.
But I do like Berahino as a shout, but
It
it
was
has
a
to
good
be
shout.
It's a good
Balotelli,
shout.
doesn't it?
Forgot about
I
Berahino.
think.
I've got another really good one as well. Adriano.
I was just about to say him.
He was unbelievable.
He had potential to be nearly as good as R9.
Well, that's what he
R9
was dubbed as. Like the
regen,
next
he was a-
R9.
He was the regen of R9, wasn't he?
Didn't Harry Redknapp manage him at? No.
What?
Roy Hodgson
He might have done.
at Inter.
He might have
To
done.
manage
Yeah.
Adriano.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I think he might have done.
He was at Inter at the same time as R9
Yeah.
when he
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Roy
no,
might
yeah,
have
but
managed both.
Roy
very
managed,
briefly.
No
which is
way.
outrageous.
I've got to fact check that. I'll
he
look
he
it up.
was unbelievable. When you look back at videos, I've been looking at videos of him this afternoon, and like I remember watching him as a kid, and he was built like a brick shit house, but he had like the elegance of like a flair player. Do you know what I mean?
But and
His dad
it's
died though.
It's really sad story, innit?
Is it? Is
Yeah,
that why he
so
fell off
he's-
the cliff?
His dad died, and then he couldn't deal with it, and he started drinking, and then
He fell into
his
depression basically.
But,
because
but
of it,
also,
and-
didn't his knee? He had a really bad knee. His knee basically exploded, and then
yeah.
I think something like that. But really sad story where he would have been. I genuinely think he would have been a world beater.
He was reaching levels like R9 was.
Where did he end up after Inter?
He went back to Brazil briefly, I think. Also, Roy Hodgson didn't manage Adriano.
Oh,
And R9 Ronaldo, he was leaving into Hodgson was leaving into Milan, not Miami, just as R9 was coming in.
Yeah,
So I think it was the same window, so their paths might have crossed. Don't know.
He pretty much just went back to Brazil, played for Sao Paulo, Flamengo, Corinthians.
Roma in there.
Well, five appearances. for
5
him, I think.
appearances.
He was some player to be
It's,
fair.
He was.
That's a sad story.
That was one I had on my list. I think,
Were we having
to
him
be
over?
compared to R9 is unbelievable.
Yeah, arguably
The
best
greatest,
striker.
the
Proper-
greatest number 9
yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Probably.
Are we happy to put him in ahead of Alex Pato?
I quite like Pato and Balotelli. I just thought I'd mention Adriano, but
I think you have.
I'd put Adriano over Balotelli. I think higher potential than Balotelli.
yeah, no, 100%. Well, if that's what we're going off, then yeah.
Balotelli was also, but also Balotelli he won Premier Leagues. He won this. Like
maybe we put Adriano in because we put Balotelli.
The only thing I
in
would
the
say about
shithouse. I know we
Balotelli
didn't,
is,
did we?
yeah, he didn't live up to his potential, but he's definitely left a legacy. He's
got
just
more.
for being a fucking mental bastard.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of moments you can look back on for him, can't you? But then at the same time, he played in a different league, so it's like we wouldn't have followed it as close as you'd follow Balotelli's career when you're growing up our age.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys. I don't mind.
I think. Do we go for the Brazilian strike
I like the
partnership?
Brazilian strike partnership.
Brazilian Pato and Adriano.
Yeah.
The strike partnership.
Let's go for it.
Get the
All right.
Brazilians in there.
Did you guys do managers, or because I thought like how you meant to distinguish?
Wasted managerial potential.
Yeah, well, you don't.
The thing is, a
Wayne
lot of
Rooney.
managers. No, 'cause he's still.
Wayne Rooney.
No one ever
That's
rated Wayne Rooney.
But that's
as
the
a
thing, though, isn't it?
manager.
'Cause it's like if you put shit managers in, they've still got time. Like Gerrard,
Yeah.
whatever. He did all right. Rangers, terrible at Villa,
And
then he's
there's-
at Saudi now doing.
There's no managers that I can think of won something early and then never carried on to win stuff.
Yeah, there must be one.
Good for Steve Bruceson.
You don't really describe managers as. You don't go, oh, he's a talented manager, do you? Oh, he's
No.
wasted his talent. Like you don't really.
I tell you
describe him like
who we could see. You know, Will Still.
Mm.
If he goes on to do nothing
He won't. I think he's bang average. He's just getting media attention
because he plays
of-
Football Manager.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No, because he went on an unreal run with them, didn't he?
did.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He'll go to a championship.
I
club.
do love that clip of him speaking French and then just switches back into it. Like
Yeah, and he's
English
like
Yeah.
and
proper. Yeah. It's class. He's a Belgian, like half Belgian,
stuff.
half
Something like that. Yeah.
classy. But
He said he wants to move to England, like he wants to go to the championship.
oh.
He'll,
He's
he'll-
from England.
Luton next season when you get down.
not over Edwards, mate.
Stupid name, Will Still.
Still.
Why'd you call your son Will when you've got the surname Still?
William.
Wolves
Stilling.
used to have a player called
William
David
Stevens.
Davis.
David Davis, Neville.
Yeah.
It's outrageous. Like, what would you call your child that? You must just not want children.
Right, enough of that. Run us through
Right.
A1. Run us
Okay.
through who we got in the 11.
It is the team. Kirkland in goal, Mika Richards, Duncan Edwards, and Ledley King at the back. Dele Alli, Ravel Morrison, and Gaza, with Wilshere and Januzaj in the midfield, and then we've got Alexandra Pato and Adriano up top.
He's a really weird team.
Yeah, it's
It's
bizarre.
hard. It's hard.
I can't help but feel like Duncan Edwards doesn't belong in that team,
No.
especially considering he played about 70 years before anyone else. But
It is very
Yeah.
peak putting him in a wasted talent when he dies in a plane crash.
Yeah.
rest in peace.
I feel like if
That wasn't meant to be funny.
I feel like
No, that wasn't meant to
No,
be
no,
funny. It was like
genuinely, yeah.
respectful. Like he was some player.
that team is so brittle. If you put them up against our shithouse 11, they're getting the shit beaten out of them. Like, they get battered.
Yeah, but
That'd be a fantastic game to watch.
I think you've get yeah.
It'd be like, what's it called? Meme Machine. Like the,
Meme Machine.
It's like the
Yeah.
guards versus the prisoners. It'd be like that.
Right, I need a piss. So
Okay.
should we,
run it through.
The Sows has gone through.
Hurry up.
All right,
we'll t-
Jay's quiz next.
You didn't run all through the
I
whole
swear we
team.
did.
I
Yeah,
literally
we
just did.
Oh, okay. Quiz time next. See you in a minute. Right, guys, back for part 2. And today, as I'm wearing a Leon top, we've got a Leon-based quiz.
Oh,
But it's not really fucking rogue shit. You should get all of these.
okay.
I'm just
All right.
coming last. aren't
No, you're not. Right, buzzers. Who we got?
You
You're
can
gonna
do
do
that
that
every
every
time.
time. Okay. Okay. Speed. Not
I've
Yahtzee
been-
again.
No, I've been thinking about this all day. I don't know what
You've
to
been
do.
thinking about all day.
Chumbus.
What was
Who?
Chumbus.
that?
Chumbus. Okay.
Do you not just
I feel I'm gonna get out shouted if I've got Chumbus and then.
Oh.
Yeah, but I
think
can
you
tell
need-
by the hand
I think
action
you
whether
need
the
an
noise
actual
comes through or not.
fucking chumbus?
Either way, fucking
What the hell is
Chumbus.
that?
Oh god, Danny,
Nino.
Nino. Okay.
Blab.
What did you moan about Chumbus?
That's
It's a noise.
Okay.
Are you going to
all right.
remember that?
Yeah. Okay. All good. Right. So, question 1. Which Lyon legend holds the record for most direct free kick goals?
Nino. Juninho.
Correct. 1 point to Danny.
This is just a Leon quiz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what he said.
God.
Right. Question 2. The closest answer wins, and I'm going to give you all a go.
Right.
What is the capacity of the Parc Olympique Lyon Stadium? And we're going to go, as Danny got the first question right, you get first guess, which might not be a bonus.
Okay. Do we have to do it like to the nearest foul? Or do I
Yeah,
already
well,
know?
well
Nearest
you
number.
give out a number.
Fucking
Give out a number.
52,500.
I'll go 57,000.
I won't go that big. 49,000.
Smeed.
48,000.
Danny gets it again. It's actually
Oh, I
59,186.
said 57,000.
My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 59,000.
59,000.
Fucking
They
hell.
recently they built a new stadium.
Yeah,
they used to
I
be
know
the
the
Stade
Stade
Geelong,
Geelong.
which was about 40,000, but yeah, new stadium.
Bloody
That's
hell.
one for
Loads of
Cam.
farmers.
Question 3. Which Lyon player became famous for their unorthodox celebration?
Splat. Gomez.
Correct.
Oh,
I forgot my buzzer.
I just knew that was going to be in there. So
Chumbus.
All right, we got a bonus point for this round. Right, Bafétimbi Gomis, he's a bit of a journeyman. He's played all over the world, and he's still currently playing. What country does he
Chumbus.
play in?
Country.
Yeah.
Saudi.
No.
Nino.
Turkey.
No.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
Cam?
Bleb. India.
All right, none of you got the bonus point, unfortunately.
Who
It's
is it?
Japan.
Oh.
Plays for Kawasaki.
Oh, you know what? I actually did know
He's
that.
only got 8 appearances or something. He's only been there recently. But
He was at like.
he was at
Besiktas,
Galatasaray for
Galatasaray.
ages, and he was at an unreal record
He
there.
played in Saudi as well, didn't
He did.
he? Al
Al
Hilal.
Hilal, yeah. Okay, question
Difficult
4.
for me to say.
Hey, Eddie.
So Lyon had a really bad start to the season, but they have managed to make it to the final of the Coupe de France. Who will be their opponent?
PSG.
Correct.
Yeah.
See, that was like, I thought.
Boring.
I know, yeah, but I thought you might guess some. I've got to put some in there. Right. Question 5. Lyon actually appear in a film.
Chumbus. Goal.
That was not the question, but the film is Goal 2, Living the Dream.
Ah.
The question is, what's the name of the protagonist of the film?
Oh.
I don't think I've seen it.
Can I
You've
have,
never watched
I
Goal?
watched it as
can I
a
have a
kid, but I
bonus
can't
point if I
remember.
tell you who the main character is?
Spleb.
That
John.
is the main character. Who is the main
Is
character?
it John?
What's his
No,
name?
he's
No.
buzzed out.
Oh, you're
no,
buzzed
no,
out.
Is it
yeah,
John?
but they're not gonna-
No.
Oh, it's like Mendes.
Oh,
Mendes.
Jorge.
No.
Am I back
That's a
in?
good
He's
guess.
back in.
Chumbus.
All right, you're all...
Santiago Muniz.
Okay, yeah, that is it. Santiago Muniz.
wasn't far
I'm surprised you guys never...
I've
I
never
used to
watched
watch
it.
Goal on
Could-
repeat.
I watched it as a kid.
It's class.
yeah.
The author of Goal came into our school. Can you remember that?
No, because I didn't know. I've never seen the film.
He came into the school and then like
What?
he did like creative writing session with him about sport.
This is
I wasn't in
fever
set
dream.
5, mate.
He wrote an
Stunned by
award-winning
that.
book that became a film.
Okay,
I don't remember that.
I'm appalled by your
I've got
lack of
a
knowledge of
signed
Goal.
Goal book at home. Oh, from
Flex.
Bring it in next week.
I will. Let's go up the loft to find it.
Get him on the pod.
Question 6. Which male former Lyon player has won the Ballon d'Or in the 21st century?
Nino. Karim Benzema.
Correct
Oh.
for Danny.
Of course.
And this is the last question. So it's all to play for because Cam and Danny are currently joint
Time.
Oh.
on 2. Both of you guys got 1. Which Lyon women's player won the first women's Ballon d'Or in 2018?
Blep. Sam Kerr.
No.
Fuck! That was the only one I can remember. What's the wanker one that no one likes?
Megan Rapinoe.
It's not her.
Yeah, it's not.
Norwegian.
Oh, that narrows
Oh.
it down.
Yeah.
Erling
Chumbus,
Haaland.
Erling Haaland.
Oh, to God.
Right, so you're all flopping. It's Ada Hegerberg.
Oh,
See, you do know her.
No, I don't.
Oh, I thought you were being serious.
Oh, it was on the tip of my tongue.
not Ada Herderberger.
Well,
What? Ada Hegerberger.
she's class. She won the first ever women's Ballon d'Or.
Fair play.
Good for
We
her.
only discuss men's football on this podcast.
You've upset all the women
That,
listeners.
that's a joke as well, by the way.
I think we should cut that bit out.
Yeah, probably.
Really? This podcast is falling off a cliff.
Okay, so the Lyon quiz wasn't particularly great.
Have you got a tiebreaker for me and Cam?
Honestly, I think Jay should be reset
Do,
to 0
do like
points for a
to
shit
the
quiz.
nearest number, that kind of question, then it's just whoever wins.
To the nearest number,
How do you know? What you do?
how? Because I know the stats. To the nearest number, how many goals has Alexander Lacazette scored for Lyon?
No,
You're not in the
Or
tiebreak.
in his whole Lyon career?
I'm
Yeah.
going to buzz in after.
Not in his current spell. He was obviously there before Arsenal. Went to
You can go
Arsenal, came back.
first.
I'm going first.
Yeah.
In his whole Lyon career. Ooh.
I hope my knowledge is right now. Pretty
Nino,
sure I know.
160.
Oh,
Cam?
Ow.
I'll go 159.
Oh, fuck off.
Do you know what, Danny?
I've-
I will need to double fact check this, but I believe it's 167.
Right, well, we
God,
need
that's
to...
bare.
Someone get the fact check out.
Oh, so
It was the scorecard, but Danny could be in here.
This is all competitions for
Oh.
Lyon.
Oh, so it won't be on Wiki then, will it?
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Go on his
Yeah, but he's had
wiki
2 separate spells. You have to add it up.
you have to add. So add... Oh, Danny's won. He's fucking... Oh, no, hang on.
it's
No, I've won.
142.
Yeah,
Is
I
it?
won.
But he did
Is that
sc- he-
all
he scored 6 goals for Lyon 2.
That doesn't count.
But he's still,
Still
under.
low.
Cameron
So
wins.
I guess Cam's in. Cam once again wins. How boring.
Oh, shit.
That's really boring.
I
I'm
won't come
sorry
next
for a
week.
shit quiz, guys. But
I'll do the quiz next week if you
yeah.
want. Give you all a chance.
Smeed done one yet.
I need that.
You're the
Okay,
last
yeah.
person
No,
to do a
Smeed's
quiz.
not done one, but
Smeed's not done a
I'm
quiz.
just
He's
going to
at the
make
bottom
it
of
so
the
Jay,
leaderboard.
Yeah.
Jay won't know any of the answers.
We need to discuss a forfeit on this episode, by the way,
Ooh,
lads.
yeah.
Do.
Yeah.
What are we all thinking?
end of season forfeit.
I think someone has to wear them pants for something.
To the crown.
What, over my trousers?
No.
Realistically, it's going to be me.
I don't know.
You might as well do it
No,
after this podcast.
we're joint here because. All right, so Cam gets points for that one. Danny came second. You guys
both
joined
got one.
third, so me and you are on the same points.
Is it 5 points for winner, 4 for second?
3 for second, 1 for third, right?
Oh, is that
Yeah.
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
If you
So I think next week Smeed should host the quiz.
Well, he's
It's
got
his
to.
turn,
It's his
yeah.
turn.
You're in the
I'm
pants.
going to make it really difficult. No, you could get 0,
Nah, John third.
but you might not.
Joe at third.
Oh, I'm gonna do some fucking revising.
You won't know what to revise until.
Yeah, I'll revise football from the start of time, mate. Fucking from the start of time.
It's going to be about Wolves and Luton. 'Cause that way, you won't get anything.
I will win again.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
I love football.
That's fine by me.
Right then, guys, that's all we got
That's
time
a
for?
pod.
That's the pod.
That's a pod.
That's a
Thanks for
ball.
watching, and we'll fucking see you next time, eh?
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Exactly.
Thanks for tuning in.
Au revoir.